Dukes of Weebdom.
Dukes of Weebdom.
Episode 105.
We're back, baby.
Welcome in. Welcome back. Welcome in. What's good? What's good? How are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah. Pretty good, because Kagura Bachi has answered my prayers for me.
Yes, bangers.
We'll get to that. But, Chainsaw Man let me down with short chapters.
Kaiju exists, much like me.
It does exist.
Anything
Oblivion
else?
with shadow quotation, shadow drop, end quotation.
It might as well have been. Suddenly my whole friggin' chat is blown up with, our group chat is blown up with Oblivion talk.
Well, because Bethesda officially announced it, and during their official announcement, it was like, it launches now.
They're like, shit, we need PR immediately.
Well, it leaked like 2 months ago that it was a thing.
Well, knowing Bethesda, they would have announced it 2 years ago if it was their normal holding pattern.
It's a lot worse. I was talking, well, we'll see what happens going forward, obviously, because it hasn't been too long since the Microsoft buyout.
Yes.
Because,
If anything, again, the Microsoft buyout gave me hope, though, because Bethesda was already circling the drain before then.
which is funny because,
I'm anti-acquisition.
well, yes, but no. 2011 was Skyrim. And then what? 2016, 15 was Fallout 4.
Probably. That's probably a really good estimate. I actually want to check you on that just because I thought it's such a good estimate.
And then I would say, what, 18 to 19 was...
2015, but late 2015.
That was good. I said 15, 16.
Yeah.
Then 76 was not long after that.
And that was like the death shot.
And then the only other game that they did is Starfield.
Which was the flowers on their grave.
Then, so they announced Elder Scrolls 6 in 2018.
Did you confirm that one? Was it that long ago when they threw up a logo on a screen?
Yes. Well, because I saw a short about it today. But then they went all in. They announced it, but then like, well, because they announced that and Starfield on the same day, in the same like event.
Their love baby.
But then decided to just go all in on Starfield, I guess. Or, I don't know, or main that was their main priority.
Yeah.
I don't know if work was actually being done to Elder Scrolls 6 or not.
I still don't know if work is being done on Elder Scrolls 6 or not.
Well, Todd actually said something the other day that it's their only thing they're doing right now.
Todd's a dirty liar, but yeah, they probably are working on it.
Because what else would they be working on? You know what I mean? Another
Fallout 5. Yeah. Fallout New Beginnings. We're so sorry that we suck.
All right, well, let's say they were working on Fallout for the past year since Starfield came out, and then they shadow dropped this Oblivion, and then they realized, oh shit, Elder Scrolls really is our... because Bethesda didn't do Elder Scrolls Online, a different company.
Did it really?
Yeah, it's a different company.
That explains why it's somehow even worse. I hate ESO. I've tried so many times. It's so bad.
I played it on launch and I played... I don't know how much I played. I couldn't tell you. But the problem I had with it was that the combat was worse than Skyrim.
Exactly. It's very unresponsive and clunky.
Well, I mean, it's been out for...
I played it like 2 years ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
No. Never mind then. I was going to say, because maybe it's updated, but apparently it's just
It went
not.
on sale for like $5, so I rebought it. And then I saw it's doing the Destiny thing of like packaging all of the content behind money. And I was like, for this combat? Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. But anyway, so recently, in the last couple of months, because I saw a video... I only actually saw one short of it, and it was like 2 days before Oblivion dropped. And someone was like, talking about it, and they're like, just do it already, Bethesda. We know it's going to happen. I was like, do we know it's going to happen? This is the first time hearing of it. What are we talking about here?
They knew it's going to happen based on that mod that was coming out.
Well,
Like
yes,
Bethesda
the
won't let this
Skybro-
happen without shitting all over it.
Well, from what I understood, I didn't know because I was watching a video on Sky Oblivion today. They've been working on it for 10 years.
Doesn't surprise me. Some of the crazy Fallout mods have been like worked on for a while. I think there's like Fallout New London.
And they did the Oblivion. They started the Oblivion one. They said the end of 2021 is when they started it.
And now they got shat all over.
And now it's here. Well,
I heard that thing about getting like a free.
Yeah, Bethesda gave all of the Sky Oblivion devs a free Oblivion remastered copy.
Nice.
Or download code, probably. Not a copy. I don't think you can get physical copies of it. But, yeah, so that was nice of them. And, I mean, Bethesda's always been very open and supportive of the modding community. They make their games.
They do make very questionable decisions, though. Like,
yeah.
Again, with Fallout, sometimes when new mods come out, they're like, hey, now we'll update the game for no reason and make your mods not work.
Yeah. That's probably what happened with, we're going to add this update for Skyrim for no reason. The first update we've done in years to add fishing to the game and conveniently fuck up my save file in the process.
Yep. Bethesda's just sneaky with the ways it fucks people.
Yeah.
Except for Todd. He just spills it all out of his mouth. His dirty, lying mouth.
His dirty vampire mouth.
Yes.
I saw a picture of him in a video I was watching today because I was watching a video on this, all of what I'm basically saying right now today. And I saw a picture of him from like 15 years ago. And I'm like, that dude has not aged a day. A single day.
They're keeping him alive.
Yeah. I was like, he ain't going anywhere. At least in the life cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. The adrenochrome runs strong in this one.
Maybe Phil Spencer gets rid of him. On the
replaces it
side.
with Todd 2.0. It's just another Todd that looks the same.
But life-wise, he ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
I just imagine a pitch table where it's like, all right, now tell me 16 times the detail in 5 different ways. Go. Oh, you're perfect.
But to get into the meat and potatoes.
The main course.
Of the actual game itself. Because I've never played Oblivion before.
Neither have I.
But you know, I am real tired of it, and I finally saw a comment on it today, and I liked that so hard. I was like, I wish I could like this more than once. I wish I could like this comment 3 times. Because someone finally called out. So let's take Oblivion Remaster, or just Oblivion, and we'll set it on that shelf over there. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about Skyrim for a minute. Skyrim, since it came out, you cannot tell me that is not a beloved game.
Yeah, still is.
Everybody loves that game.
Yep.
Everyone thinks that game's awesome.
Yes.
For what it was.
I'd say at least 90 to 95% of people.
Everyone that has played a decent amount. I'm not trying to, like, obviously this...
Rule out people that like Morrowind and Oblivion, and then everyone else likes Skyrim the most.
Well, not even that, it's just, I'm just...
Yeah, it is a beloved game. It wouldn't be re-released 8 times if it wasn't.
Yes. Mad people like the game. Regardless of any other Elder Scrolls game. Take Elder Scrolls off, just Skyrim itself. Everyone loves it, the music's great.
Yeah.
Combat, it's...
Freedom.
People still play, Now that the remaster for Oblivion is out, every single Oblivion video that I watch, every short, every YouTube video, every social media post I see of it, there's like 10 comments shitting on Skyrim and saying how Oblivion is so much better. Or it's just
that
the
is
hate.
Bethesda fans specifically. Because I remember the same thing happening with Fallout 4. Fallout 4 comes out, it was the best thing since sliced bread. People get about halfway through Fallout 4 and they sit there and they go, there's not really as much choice as New Vegas or 3. Or as good quests as New Vegas or 3. The combat's better. But it's almost like every Bethesda release, they like to clip off a little bit of the RPG elements, like the actual role-playing elements, and make it like more for the modern gamer. This is what I extrapolate because I haven't played Fallout 3 or Morrowind or Oblivion. I have played New Vegas, so I can see that comparison, and it is
So-
night and day.
I'll say this because so now we're gonna bring Oblivion back into it because, like I said, it's the comments are everywhere. And finally, a comment today be like, some dude just called them all out. He was like, "Yo, everyone's been riding Skyrim's dick for the last 10 years, or 15 now, and now that Oblivion comes out, all of a sudden you're all coming out of the woodworks and you're like, oh no, actually Oblivion's the game." And he's like, "They're both the same franchise. They're both great games."
They are. Well, again, I can't even speak for Oblivion. I haven't ever touched hands on Oblivion before or watched any of it.
So, I'm like, I don't even know actually. I'm gonna say 20 to 25 hours in. I've done 3 main scenario quests. I have not touched this. I'm like, I did the main scenario following that quest to get to a town so that I could sell my shit because I couldn't pick anything else up. I was over encumbered or like on that precipice. Like, I gotta sell all this junk. I need to make some money. I got 50 gold to my name. So I just followed the main story quest, like when it started, just far enough to get to a town where there was a merchant. And as soon as I sold all my stuff and walked out, I was gone. The worldly problems are your own business. I have fucking people to assassinate for the Dark Brotherhood. But so I don't see yet why anyone would say Skyrim is worse than Oblivion, because I just see it's like playing Persona 3 and Persona 5. Or playing Persona 3 after I played Persona 5.
Yeah.
It's Persona 5, but not as much. You know what I'm saying?
But just like in similar fashion to what we were saying with everyone turning on Skyrim, there's a lot of Persona 3 lovers that put Persona 3 on like the biggest pedestal.
So like, you never played 3, right? Or did you?
No, I've only played 5.
So, let's talk Skyrim more then. So, Skyrim and Oblivion. Oblivion's playstyle, like combat-wise, pretty similar to Skyrim. Just as Skyrim's is more...
Streamlined?
I wouldn't say streamlined. You have more options. So, like, you know how... Because you were like a sword and a shield kind of guy, or dual swords.
There it is.
So, well, because you had a character that you were heavy into block, weren't you?
I did, but I mostly did dual wielding because then you just use Elemental Fury on unenchanted swords and you're like a goddamn tornado.
Yes. So, we'll take that for example. You know when you do the power attack and you do that like super cool attack? So you can do a power attack, but it's just like a heavy lunge swing. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I feel like I'd get right into Oblivion because it sounds like Dark and Darker to me.
No, I think you would enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. Because Dark and Darker is just like that, where it's very simple.
But, I mean, there's still complexities. So the RPG elements of it, the role-playing elements, are basically the same. You can fucking say whatever you want, people. It's the same thing. You have 3 options of something to say, and half of the time, your option doesn't actually mean too much. This isn't old school Dragon Age or those kind of things.
It makes me so sad that we keep going back to early BioWare when we talk about RPG choices.
Because early BioWare was the GOAT.
They were the GOAT. Were.
But you know what I mean? So it's dialogue-wise, like, okay, maybe, again, I haven't done the story yet, so maybe you can have the argument, oh, Oblivion is better, or has a better written story than Skyrim. Okay, maybe.
Which I feel like a lot of people say, but again, I don't know, Jack.
Maybe. I don't even know yet. I haven't done the story. Maybe you say they have better intuitive side quests. I mean, side quests in RPG are always boiled down to run here, run there.
I hate that, though. I hate that. It shouldn't be this way.
But I'd have to get more, because I don't actually remember. So I don't actually remember any of the side quests really in Skyrim too much. Like the random ones, like
I was gonna say you do, because half of the side quests were actually pretty good. Because every Daedric Temple quest or a Daedric Artifact quest is technically a side quest. Every Civil War quest is a side quest.
Every guild
companion, yeah. So Skyrim actually did have really good side quests. The vast majority of them felt like story content.
Well, you gotta think too. There's what, 600 fucking quests in Skyrim?
And a lot of them are just go to this dungeon and clear this dungeon, but it's almost always with story context.
Yeah. And there's always some reason why, hey, my father... I actually remember this in Whiterun, some dudes, like, some family member went to this cave or whatever with a family sword and has never came back. Can you go clear the cave?
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah. Quite literally. And get me my... family sword back, and I remember you could do that, stuff like that.
Plus finding them. We've told the story about how you found out about it, but the Red Woman or something.
No, the Red Guard woman.
Yeah.
The Red Guard people fucking ask you about her, and I had no idea how to find her, because it doesn't tell you. It's just ask around Whiterun, and I just never did it. And then my follower got into a fight in a bar, and I tried running away, and when I exited...
Emergent storytelling is what this is.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
So when I exited the bar or inn, it said quest failed. That quest. I was like, wait, what?
Found the Red Guard woman.
I found her because my companion murdered her in the fight in the bar.
But that's what I mean. That's why I don't take that excuse that they just always suck, because they don't.
They don't.
Witcher has good side quests from what I hear. I haven't played Witcher 3.
Oh, Witcher 3 is amazing.
Fallout New Vegas, for the most part, has really good side quests. Skyrim has amazing side quests. Kingdom Come Deliverance has good side quests. Just played another where side quests were really fucking good, and I already fooshed from my brain. So I don't take that excuse. No. I don't take the bring me 5 carrots excuse anymore.
No, and I mean, there are those quests in Skyrim too, but like I said, there's so many quests that in that time, you're going to have shit quests, you're going to have amazing quests, you're going to have average quests.
There isn't even that many of those kind of quests in Skyrim, to be honest.
Well, yeah, bring in items, like I want a giant's toe.
Yeah.
Because that's an actual item in Skyrim.
Most of the time in Skyrim, it's key items they want.
You know what's mad funny? I use that as an excuse, and I'm like, 95% that is a quest from the merchant lady in Whiterun. She asks you to get a giant's toe. I'm like 95%
well,
sure.
She could suck my ass and get it herself. Let me tell you, I've been launched by too many a giant.
Yeah. I'm a stealth archer, by the way.
But still, again.
Yeah, well, because me and our friend were talking about it. This is one thing I will say. I didn't fuck with it, and I'll fuck with it in my next playthrough. So, I mean, technically Skyrim has it too. But, so when you are in Oblivion, your pre-character selection stuff matters more than in Skyrim. Skyrim, it's just create a custom character, and then for, like, that's it. You choose... Oh no, because you're just thrown into the world as you, and then you choose, like you go through Helgen, and throughout all of Helgen, there's either going to be mage's robes, it's going to be light armor, heavy armor. All of what you need to start is there of what you would want to do, whether you want to be a fucking a tank with a big ass sword or a mage.
Yeah.
All of that info is in Helgen somewhere, whether it be spellbooks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can choose what you want to do in Helgen. But then also you can just level whatever as you play through the game. You can do the same in Oblivion. You just level whatever.
Yeah.
But you can choose classes and stuff like that and perks. But you can custom. You can make custom classes. So you're not limited to just assassin or thief or mage.
It's more like recommended starts.
Yeah, but then you choose you allocate stats. You know what I mean? Like, so...
Kind of Fallout style.
Yeah, so you... Just not as in-depth, because Fallout, you have... How many...
7 stats, and you have to allocate them at the start.
Yeah, so you have a base amount, and you can choose to put more or less in some of them. But it's just really giving you a small boost. It's not like, okay, you have no stats allocated at all. Here's 20 stats. Choose where you want them. It's like, no, here's a base. Here's an extra 5. Put the extra 5 where you want.
That's kind of how it works. They'll level them all at an even playing field, give you so much to play with, but you can also reduce some to increase others.
Right.
It's special.
And because in Skyrim, the spells in the game are the spells in the game.
Yeah.
I guess you can make your own spells.
I heard about that.
And I also, because I'm not doing anything magic-wise, so I messed with that. So my next if I do a next character, which I probably will, I did like 4 in Skyrim over the years. Yes.
Surprising.
4, maybe 5. But I took all of them to the fucking end game. You know, so each one of those had the longest playthrough one, I think, was like, I don't know, I still have my PlayStation 3, I could load it up and tell you. But probably close to 200 hours in just the one. But yeah, so there's a lot of like, it seems that maybe the custom builds might be a little better, but you get more perks in Skyrim because so you don't get to choose, you don't get perk points in Oblivion. When you level up, you get 5. You have your basic points. You know, it's just strength, which increases your carry rate and stuff like that, or you get a stat that increases how much damage you do with bows, or your magic, how much maximum magic, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Those stats you can put points in when you level up. But when you level up, say, in one-handed, there's no perks eventually you get that add things to it. There's 4 perks for every skill at level 25, 50, 75, and 100.
Yeah.
So, like, the marksman one is, I can zoom in. You know, I get that at, like, level 50 or something like that. And, like, sneak is just that. It's like, okay, you make less sound. You know, typical stuff like that. Or you're harder to see. But nothing like in Skyrim, when you're crouching, you can buy a perk later on in the sneak tree that you can fucking do a barrel roll while you're doing it to make it go faster. Or
having like different perks for each different class of one-handed weapon or two-handed weapon to make them
so
more
I
effective.
would say more that there's more customizational. It's different customization because you can't. There's not more because in Skyrim you have the perk tree, whereas in Oblivion you don't have the perk tree, but you have the stats
and making your own spells.
So it's handoff, but then everything else is just basically like it's just you're playing Skyrim, just
older,
no dragons, but older. Because you can tell it's older, because the combat is a little janky, especially the melee combat.
Bethesda combat's already janky, too, so any older I can only imagine.
But not janky in a way that it's like a turnoff. Like, it's still... I tell you, though...
I got darker, man. It's... Same vibe.
So, it's a... This is a me thing. And maybe you'll feel this, too. And maybe others will resonate with this as well. I'm going to call it the Persona effect. I played Persona 5 first. Persona 5 Royal was the first Persona game I ever played. I fucking fell in love with that game. Right? Mm-hmm. I love that game. No Persona game will ever be better than Persona 5. But, so now when I played Persona 3 Reload is a great fucking game. That's a good game. But every time I play it, I think about Persona 5. Every time I play Oblivion, I think about Skyrim. Playing Persona 3 almost made me want to play Persona 5.
I was going to say, don't fucking say it.
Oblivion almost makes me want to play Skyrim. But when I was playing Persona 3, I never actually went and played 5.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone to play Skyrim. Because, I would go play Skyrim. What would happen is I would load up Skyrim and say I loaded a previous character, I'd probably do like 1 or 2 cave clears or dungeon clears. I'd be like, okay, whatever. Back to Oblivion. If I load up a new game, that'd be really hard for me to do. For me to try and do Helgen again.
I've always loaded up new games and then just abandoned it because I don't want to do any of it again. If I have to do that fucking first College of Winterhold quest ever again, I saw my own head off. I'll make it all the way through.
Yeah. Because I've done it so many times. And that's just of any game, right? So,
yeah.
But...
No, actually, no. The first level in Sonic Adventure 2 is timeless. I can play that 1,000 more times and still be happy. But that's about it. It's the one where you're snowboarding down the streets.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
a timeless level. Well, to be honest, I could do the entire Deception story again, too, for sure.
Oh, yeah, Mortal Kombat Deception.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think of just...
And where is it? Where the fuck are you? Battle of Helm's Deep.
Oh, yeah, dude. A lot harder. I played that, probably like 3 years ago now. I played that again. I was like, this is... Like, I won, but I was like, this is harder than I...
It's so hard. If you're
way
not
optimized
on like your character progression, too, like, you're just fucked.
Not only just the because it's the 3 levels, not only just the top level with the ladders. The second level, when you got just...
The door on the far end, and they're coming.
Yeah,
oh, it's so hard.
Protect that door, especially when the fucking heavier units start coming in. It's like... And then the numbers start beefing up, and you're like...
then you lose.
Yeah, and you just... It's a long level, too.
It is. I fucking love that game. Next time we play PS2, we're playing that.
Yeah, it's 2 player, isn't it? It's got to be.
Yes, it absolutely is. I'm pretty sure you can play up to the full party.
Could PlayStation 2 support
Actually,
more?
maybe not.
I think it's only 2 players. It's 1 player.
Garbage. Return of the King is multiplayer.
Oh, 100. Yeah, it's definitely, because I've played with people. Yeah, but either way, we could still fucking just take turns playing. It's fucking... Dude. Oh, wait, no, that's memory card. I was like, it says 80 kilobytes. So I was like, no way this whole game is 80 kilobytes.
No, it's 500 kilobytes.
That's wild. Well, because actually, I was fucking... my Xbox 360 is in my living room right now, because I was playing 13 again.
God, you should buy 99 Nights.
I have 99 Nights.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
No, I don't. No, I do.
Shit.
I don't.
Shit.
I have something.
I'm checking the price on that one.
It's fucking expensive, though, isn't it?
I hope not. Probably is, though.
I only have 1 controller, though.
Fuck. That'll be
Xbox.
expensive.
Yeah, 360. But anyway, it says right on it, it's only 250 gigs.
$9.99, baby.
$9.99?
Yes.
Nice.
At most 36. Which I'd pay to play 99 Nights again.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. I'm sad there's not more of them. Checking 360 controllers. Oh, beautiful, man. Like $20.
There you go. Yeah, it's $30.
Play 99 Nights.
Play 99 Nights.
Cheaper than what it'll take me to play Skies of Arcadia again. That's never happening.
I should hook it up to this TV, though, because this TV is... Because I like... 13's graphics is pretty good, I would say.
But like we said, CRT monitors are... Like, old games were made for these kind of monitors.
Yeah, so it looks funky on my TV.
Yeah.
It looks...
Even trying to run a PS3 or PS4 in HDR for the first time on my old TV made it look so much like shit. Like every game I was playing.
It would suck, though, because this TV is fucking £1 billion.
Yeah.
It weighs so much.
You could absolutely kill someone with that TV.
Oh, well, I mean, you'd kill yourself trying to kill somebody with it.
Yeah, for any viewers, it's like I'm a pretty fat guy, and it'd still be like 3 of my chests across.
Yeah, it's old school tube TVs. I mean, it's not a big TV. It's probably
It's a pretty fucking big TV for a tube TV, though, man.
Yeah, for a tube TV. But like, as like a modern day TV, people
Yeah,
like casually getting like, oh yeah, I got a fucking 60-inch flat screen TV.
Yeah.
This is probably like a 30. It's
38.
what's deceiving
Like,
about it
huge.
is it's taller than it is wide.
Yeah, and it curves the opposite way that people like it to curve these days. You know
Oh
how
yeah,
yeah.
They like it curved. Inward,
I forget the word. It's convex. Yeah.
Oh.
Instead of concave. But yeah, no, that thing's fucking huge, though. I don't give a shit about any qualifiers.
It's old as fuck, too. I've had that TV since I was in high school.
Damn.
That was the TV that was in my bedroom.
It's a TV I probably played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on.
Yes, it is.
Nice. But enough nostalgia. Any more Oblivion?
Some fun quests.
So see, it does have good quests.
I murdered somebody to get the Dark Brotherhood.
Nice. I imagine you murder a lot of people. It's a Bethesda game.
Well, I've actually only murdered the one person.
Oh.
I've killed a lot of people. But murder counts as different because...
Sorry, I'm the one that's a complete maniac in
you're the one
games.
that runs into Whiterun and decides to fight the whole town.
It's the werewolf quest every time. I don't just run away. I eat. Papa Legoshi gets hungry.
Yeah. On my first Skyrim playthrough, I was a vampire. Or am a vampire in that one.
Regular vampire or vampire lord?
Well, once the DLC came out, I upgraded to vampire lord.
Yeah, because regular vampire sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun, though, to play.
Yeah,
cool.
for a role-playing experience.
Yeah. Vampire Lord still suffers the daytime issues, though.
Does it? I didn't know.
Lower max health, yeah.
Ew.
But in Oblivion, the sun just legit does damage to you.
Oh!
Yeah.
I like that. It's more accurate.
Which is fucking retarded. It's fucking ridiculous, by the way. Because, moonlight is just reflected sunlight.
Yeah, I do know that.
So vampires are fucked.
Yeah, I also don't know what about the moon exactly makes people turn into werewolves.
Because you howl at the moon as a wolf.
Maybe the pulling of the tides pulls the evil to the surface.
Yeah, right. But no, so like, I was a little worried because I watched it because I saw a short on how to cure vampirism, and I was like, it's way more complicated in Oblivion than I remember it being in Skyrim. You have to find some like fucking weird cave that's like you would never find. I saw where it was on the map, and I'm like, I never would have thought to ever go to that place on the map. It's like on the edge near the water, and then it's like on a little island off the water, so you gotta swim to it, and then it's in a cave, and then there's this obelisk in this middle of the water, and you like walk into the water and interact with it or something, and then it'll cure your vampirism.
Weird.
Yeah. I think you have to read a book or something too. It's just, I don't know, I don't remember, but I was like, well, because in Skyrim you just have to get some items and go, not make a potion, you have to go to an NPC or something, probably. I think, and then they take care of it for you.
I literally have never been a vampire in Skyrim.
Well,
not with werewolves right there.
Yeah.
With like none of the downsides.
Except Vampire Lord, which is amazing. Both of them suck ass to level up, though.
Yeah, they do. Sure do. I was working on the werewolf for a while, but I don't know, companion quests suck.
Is that that's the only way to become a werewolf, is through the companion quest line?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like the companions too much.
No, they don't have much personality. They all just kind of suck.
But I mean, the Oblivion people will try and tell you that the Fighters Guild is better. And I'm like, I don't see how.
Yeah, it sounds boring to me.
Well, because so far with the Fighters Guild, I go there to join the Fighters Guild, and I'm like, you guys aren't a Fighters Guild. You're a fucking jack of all trades guild. You go there, and it's like, we're the Fighters Guild. We take contracts from people and help them out. Go help people out. So I'm like...
Go sweep grandma's garage.
Yeah, so I'm like, so you're a quest counter. You're not a Fighters Guild.
You're just a guild.
So, yeah, it's like, yeah, so you're just like the Adventurers Guild in an isekai. That's what you are. I come to you, half of you are fucking
Well, that's why all the isekais have Adventurers Guild, because they all grew up on fucking Oblivion.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're all just extremely rude. There's so many rude custom people in Oblivion, dude. I'm like, you're like, yeah, I'm not playing a bad playthrough. I would murder you right now. And, yeah, that's it. The Mages Guild thing, too. It's the Mages Guild. You have to get recommendations to join the Mages Guild. So I've technically started the Mages Guild thing. You have to get a recommendation from every Mages Guild in every town. So it's like you gotta go to Whiterun. Okay, there's a mage over there. The mage, you gotta get a recommendation from him. So you have to do something for him. So you have to do a quest from him.
So you have pretty much become like Thane of everywhere.
Yeah, then you have to go to Riften, do the same thing in Riften, do the same thing in Markov, and all of them. All
just to get into the Nerd Guild.
Just to then go join the Mages Guild.
And again, if it was anything like Skyrim, the fucking Mages Guild quests also suck ass.
I love the Mages Guild quests in Skyrim. You're just smoking rocks.
I do the exact same amount of Mages Guild quests every single time I play Skyrim. I do the one where you find the giant orb in the basement. I talk to the cat because he's a cat, and then I leave the Mages Guild and never come back. I think it's Jazago.
Yes.
I never forget a feline.
But hey, at least the Skyrim one, you're doing Mage Guild stuff. Right now, I'm just fucking helping people.
Another Adventurers Guild by another name.
I had to go find a book, but it's actually kind of cool because there's two people, and he's like, my recommendation. There's this mage in town that's been bothering me, and I just want her to get out of here. So go figure out what she wants to do, what she wants. So we can get rid of her, and I'll give you a recommendation. So okay. So I go up to her, and she's like, "Yo, there's this spot on the mountain, right? And there's a book there. I want you to bring me that book. Bring it to me. Your feeble mind can't comprehend what is written in it, so don't worry about trying to read it. Just bring it to me." I was like, "Okay, bitch." And then it tells me to go talk to the guy, and he's like, "What? No, you bring that book to me. That's a dangerous book. I must lock it away." I was like, okay. So I go get it. I'm expecting a fucking dungeon. I go climb this fucking mountain, and it's just laying there on the floor. In this, like, Stonehenge type thing. And there's a body there that's, like, burnt to a crisp. I was like, oh, that's weird. Pick up the book, bring it back to the dude. Because, like, I'm going to bring it back to him. Bring it back to him, he gives me the reward. He puts it in a chest, and I follow him, and I see him put it in the chest. Because I followed him, he left the door unlocked, so I didn't have to break back in. Because now I go talk to her, and she asked me to go steal it. So I walk back in, the door's still open. I go there and open the chest and just take the book out, go back outside and hand it to her and get the requested rewards from her, too.
Nice.
And then her rewards are way better, by the way. Because then she translates it, tells you to come back for the reward 24 hours later. So I do. And she tells me there's a passage in the book that I might find interesting or read it. I needed a special stone. Conveniently, I already had it in my inventory. You go back to the place and cast a electric spell on a stone in the middle, and it'll shoot back at me, and I got a new mage spell from it. I was like, that's awesome. But I can't cast it because it's too high of a level for my mage class. So I was like, sounds awesome, though. But I don't think it's going to be awesome. Because I got this cool-ass sword later on in the game, and when you have it equipped, it adds a new spell in your spell list called Dragon's Breath or whatever.
Oh my god.
I'm like, that sounds badass. And I tried it out, and it's literally the exact same animation as the basic level Fireball. Could not tell a difference. The only thing is the basic level thing does 6 points of damage, and the Fire Breath does 10 points. And I'm like, and it costs like quadruple the amount of mana
Of course.
for 4 extra mana, 4 extra damage. And I'm like, that's just not worth. The sword's cool though.
Good.
But no, I'm having fun. My son's having a lot of fun. Watch me playing it, so
Nice.
it's good.
That's what counts.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Oh, I won't end up getting it, to be honest.
Really? Yeah.
Really? I mean, I don't even have time for games right now anyways.
Yeah.
Plus, if I want that vibe, I'll play Dark and Darker.
You know, another thing I just realized too, that another thing that Skyrim just has on top of it, shouts.
Yeah.
Shouts are awesome. Just that whole mechanic element.
It is, though, some of those are, way too strong.
Oh yeah, some of them.
Especially some of the DLC ones.
Oh, speaking of, but there's some fucked up glitches in.
Of course, it's Bethesda.
So
It's their strongest suit.
So, I have a funny ass one that would be way more broken if I was spec'd into heavy equipment. So, I was just randomly walking in the woods and I found a stone. And you interact with the stone and it gives you bound armor and a bound two-handed longsword of Daedric armor. And it has a timer right there. So, it's going to last. I think it looked like it lasts probably 10 minutes of in-game time, so I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Just interacted with the stone, and now I got this fucking dope glowing chest piece and sword for the next 10 minutes. But if you go take damage, this is another thing that I don't like that Oblivion has, is your armor takes damage and you have to repair your armor. So it can wear and break.
Yep, let's be real, that's realistic.
All of your equipment.
Oof.
All weapons included.
Oof, it's realistic, though.
Yeah, but that's not the kind of realism I want in an RPG.
You definitely don't want to play Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I do play Kingdom Come Deliverance, and it's actually
Everything.
about the same.
And you have to wash up all the blood on
There's
you.
no fucking crafting. That's your crafting, is repairing the armor, and with that, you just click a button in your inventory.
That's the part that makes me sad for it, is that there should be crafting.
Yeah, it's not. Kingdom Come's crafting is lit, and I get pissed because I don't have anything else to craft. I'm like, I want to make more.
I want to do more.
I actually have a lot of fun doing the blacksmithing in fucking Kingdom Come. Yeah, it's really fun.
My partner was enjoying it.
But, so if you repair the bound armor you were wearing, and then drop it on the floor, and then wait 2 hours in game, long enough for that effect to have worn off, and you come back and it'll just be laying there, and you pick it up, and now I just infinitely have it in my inventory, and it weighs 0.
Oh, shit.
So I have a bound chest piece, heavy armor. That's armor rating is more than any of my light armor, obviously, and this two-handed weapon that does more damage than. Well, my bow, I would do more damage with my bow. Obviously, I'm spec'd into bow.
Yeah.
But
Otherwise,
it's fucking. I'm starting to outscale it with my stuff, like my short swords and stuff like that, because that's like my secondary shit. I'm starting to outscale it, but to have that, say I was spec'd in heavy armor equipment, to have had that so early in the game at that point would have been fucking Liddy McTitty.
would be brutal. Oh, sorry, I'm mad tired.
It's good. But yeah, Oblivion's fun. I'm liking it.
Good.
Yes.
Seemed like it. You and our friend were going off.
Yeah. I am hopeful for Elder Scrolls 6. But I want
I'm not.
Elder Scrolls 6 to be Elder Scrolls 6. Oh, Sky, in my
I would
opinion,
almost hope that they didn't improve the graphics so that they would have the same amount of complexity. Because I almost feel like it's going to be like every single thing A, Bethesda does and B, AAA franchises do. where in the effort to look prettier and seem grander, they're going to drop a whole bunch of complexity.
I actually saw a video of it today. It's funny because I guess Bethesda's engine, the Crate, it's called like the Creator Engine, Engine or whatever. But Oblivion Remaster was made in Unreal Engine, skinned over the original game or whatever.
Good.
So they were saying if Elder Scrolls 6 is built in the Creator Engine, Oblivion Remaster will look better than Elder Scrolls 6 does.
Right. That engine is Garbo, and they refuse to abandon it.
Yeah. But, so what I'm trying to say is I want it to, so like right now I'm playing Oblivion. Oblivion feels like Skyrim. Skyrim feels like Oblivion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want Elder Scrolls 6. Like, so I think Oblivion is Oblivion. Skyrim builds on Oblivion, and I want Elder Scrolls 6 to build on Skyrim.
Yes.
I don't want...
In good ways.
Yes. I don't want 6 to be like, oh, we're going to... When you look back at Skyrim and Oblivion, it'll be like looking at Assassin's Creed Shadows and Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy.
Exactly.
And all that. I don't want that.
Well, you're not going to get anything out of Todd's mouth, that's for sure. He'll just walk out as like 18 times the detail. Biggest map we ever made.
That's not true. Daggerfall will never be beat.
Really? I've never looked up anything older Bethesda. The oldest things I've looked up from their franchises are the games that they didn't even own. Like the first 2 Fallouts.
Daggerfall might be the biggest map in gaming history.
Besides Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Because that's the planet.
Yeah, the whole planet.
You see that island right there?
Yeah.
That's the size of Skyrim.
Oh my god.
It's
So how much of this is empty?
A lot of it.
Sorry, because we also just had Starfield, which is like the vast expanses of nothing.
Yes. But there are a bunch of points there. It's just that, I mean, you can choose to walk between stuff, but again, you're going to be walking through a lot of nothing wilderness, and there's not dungeons and shit. But there is a lot of stuff scattered out, but they did it like to make it look like you're in fucking England or Europe or something like that. And it's like, oh, you're walking from like
Scotland to
London to Paris.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are your things, and there's this vast
better be a
space.
good swimmer.
Yes, that was a bad example.
No, it's okay. You could swim in those games anyways.
Yeah.
It still fucking works.
But yeah, I don't think an Elder Scrolls game is beating out Daggerfall in map size, but
Well, especially not when they keep upping the graphical fidelity.
yeah.
But Todd still loves to talk maps.
That's what I liked, well, especially Skyrim's map. It's like you can't walk 3 feet without finding something new.
And it's not the biggest. It didn't need to be. It needed to be dense.
I mean, it's still, I think Skyrim's map's still pretty big. Like,
Pretty big.
if you walk from Riften to fucking Markov, just like,
Yeah.
right, that's going to take you, like, that's going to take a while.
It's good. You'd be surprised. I don't think it's that bad. Maybe it's just because there's been other games since then. Like, fucking walking in Elden Ring would make me blow my goddamn brains out.
Yeah, Elden Ring's probably, I mean, it is just bigger than Skyrim, but at the same time,
It's also weirdly shaped, though, because it funnels you into the different zones weirdly.
and it's also,
Whereas Skyrim is just like this one big, solid continent, kind of like Australia would be.
well, too, they're shaped 180 from each other, because Skyrim's long,
And
lengthwise, and Elden Ring is tall. You know what I
and
mean?
weird.
So all the Elden Ring, you start from the bottom and you go up.
And then back down to Caelid.
Yeah.
But then back up.
Well, Caelid's just a lower, like,
Yeah,
altitude.
but you don't go Libgrave to Caelid.
No, I mean, when you're looking at the map, right? Widthwise, side to side, isn't that big. It's from the bottom of the map to the top of the map. It's long.
huge.
It's huge. Skyrim's the same way. From the bottom to the top's not that big, but lengthwise, Rift into Markov is further than fucking Rift into Winterhold.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's right there.
Or Dawnstar.
Is that Skyrim?
Yeah.
Yes.
It absolutely is Skyrim. I can
Yeah.
tell from the capital
So
placement.
it's like, you know what I mean? It's oblong this way.
It's not that long, though, to be honest. Maybe it's just hindsight, but the biggest problem with judging it is the gigantic fucking mountains in the way.
Yeah,
But
getting
if you-
around the throat of the world.
But if you could walk a straight line through, it's really not that bad. I don't even think it would take an hour.
No, definitely not that long. I'm thinking maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah. Not that bad.
No.
This will walk faster in that than you would in fucking
I mean,
Elden Ring.
Skyrim's never been like the biggest of maps or whatever, you know what
It's
I mean?
one of the densest, for sure.
It's definitely got, like I said, though, you walk every 3 feet, there's a new cave, there's a new
God,
grotto.
I wish you liked shooters.
Why?
Cyberpunk.
Oh.
It's the best goddamn map I've ever seen. I don't know about density-wise. It's not nearly as dense as, like, Skyrim, but...
My bigger problem with Cyberpunk is actually the first-person nature.
Fair.
If
Very
I could
fair.
go to third-person when... I mean, because granted, it's a shooter,
There's a lot of melee options, too.
I would go first-person for certain things. But if I'm walking around, I want to be third-person. I don't like walking around, just like strolling through the town in first-person.
Especially with such a good character creator, too.
Yeah, that'd piss me off.
Only getting to see your V in, like,
A
fucking
mirror.
mirrors, yeah.
Gross. But CD Projekt Red, speaking of The Witcher 3, that map is also amazing.
And side quests for both of them are amazing.
Witcher 3 is also, like, ginormous. The map is huge.
I still need to play it someday.
It is so fucking good. That is like top tier RPG because it has literally everything you want out of an RPG. It is everything. Your dialogues have consequences.
Side quests have lore. And
Side quests have
meaning.
lore, meaning. The story literally changes based on your choices. You know what I mean? Like we could play through and have completely different things. Like people in the main story could die for you and not die for me. You know what I mean?
BioWare.
So,
But yes, everyone swears by it. It's not like I think it's going to be bad. I just never put in the time.
that's the problem too, because it's time. That's huge.
I'm too old of a man.
And also, the consistency of that game too, because 3?
Yes, Witcher 3.
No. 3 DLCs or 2? There's at least 2 DLCs, but I don't know if there was a third one.
Wild Hunt is one of them.
No, that's Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. That's
Oh,
the name
I don't
of
know
the
what
game.
you're talking about. Oh.
DLCs for The Witcher 3.
Oh, I didn't know Wild Hunt was in its regular title.
Yeah, that's its regular title. Because that's the main bad guys is the Wild Hunt.
Oh.
Yes. Blood and Wine was the last one down. Oh, so good. It's about vampires. It adds a whole new map to it. It's the gorgeous map. Oh my god. I think it is 3 because I'm trying to think because there's one with like some bandits and shit like that, but then there's also something about a djinn, and I'm like, are those the same DLC? But I don't remember. But both were fantastic.
Someday. I had a copy of it for a while.
I had it on digital. I would play that again.
Well, you better do it before Witcher 4.
I would still play it. I mean, I'm going to play Witcher 4. I don't care what anyone says.
Good.
There was some fucking bullshit coming out about it. I'm like, yo, shut up.
Let
I
'em
get
cook.
it, though.
Let him cook, though.
Listen, so I like Ciri. But making her a Witcher is a downgrade to what Ciri is. Ciri is so much strong. She's literally the strongest person in the verse. Like, by far. Like, by far. She's the crux of the whole story, is everyone vying to gain control of her because of how strong she is. Fun fact, she's been to Cyberpunk world.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. She can teleport between dimensions and stuff like that.
So, oh, shit.
Yeah. She describes Cyberpunk 2077 to Geralt in The Witcher 3.
I'm glad she didn't get shot.
The Witcher, Geralt just basically says, stop fucking eating mushrooms or something, like you're wild. Because she says, I've been to worlds that, like, you know, she's describing different worlds, and she says, I've been to a world where they put metal in their heads, and I forget the exact, I can look it up and send it to you. But you look at it and you're like, oh, that's just Cyberpunk. Because they're probably working on it around the time or had the idea. Yeah. Because Cyberpunk was announced.
And Cyberpunk was a tabletop game before it was a video game.
Oh, was it?
Yes. Yeah. Or it was at least before this newest video game.
But I'm still dope to play a game about Ciri. You just make sure that her elder blood powers are a factor, not. And one.
Yeah, just don't reskin Geralt as Ciri.
Well, you can't either, because Ciri can't become a Witcher. Nobody. Well, one, they can't be Witchers anymore because Geralt made sure you can't. He destroyed the Trial of the Grasses, so you can't make Witchers anymore because it's not a pleasant experience. And like,
yeah,
it's like 19 out of 20 kids die. So you get 1 in 20 or something like that survive, or maybe even it's the odds of surviving and the mutations, and then, you know, it's a plot relevant thing. But yeah. Ciri quite literally cannot become a Witcher. Not even if the chemicals needed to create a Witcher wouldn't work on her. So, and I think part of it might be actually because she's a woman. I think
that there was a gender thing, but there's always such an easy way to write around that. But yeah,
but even then, it's because of her elder blood. Like, the stuff that would make a Witcher wouldn't work on her. But again, she wasn't a Witcher. She's a full-grown adult in Witcher 3, and she's not a Witcher. She's just her.
Yeah.
And she has her powers. So you're saying that after The Witcher 3, she decides to become a Witcher? Why would she nerf herself like that? Is what the community's saying, because she doesn't need that. And because it showed in that release trailer, her drinking Witcher potions, and that only works for Witchers because it affects the mutations that make a Witcher. And Ciri doesn't have those mutations, and if she did
so it's not even like they can make the excuse that she's not, bro.
No, it wouldn't work. But still, I'm hyped to play it. So
good.
I have faith in CJ Projekt Red.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and they really fucking proved themselves, like, re-upping Cyberpunk the way they did.
Well, what was really wrong with it when it first came out? I know it was buggy.
Oh, it was a bug-filled disaster. Apparently it was lacking depth. I didn't touch it when it first came out. I was excited for it, but then I waited to hear what's up. Draw distances were bad. They had, like, fog. Just a lot.
Well, I think
mostly bugs, though.
I think it was because they released it too early, right?
Yeah, and the previous gen version was complete garbage. They had to remove the previous gen version from the store, the PS4 version, and stop people from buying it. And then I think it was like 1 year later or 2 years later, they came with the full fixes and updates and the DLC drop at the same time.
Nice.
And it's the best open worlds
that you've played.
That I've played, but I haven't even seen the whole fucking Night City, and let me tell you, it's immaculate. None of that shit looks like it's repeating, first of all. It looks like God himself designed it.
Too bad it's in first person, or maybe I would try it.
Yeah.
But the first person...
I'm pretty sure there's not even a mod for third person yet still, because I think the nerds are still clamoring. I'm a nerd, so no one ever take offense when I say that.
No, it's fine.
I'm like 3 tiers below nerd. That was more for the viewers.
Yeah. But yeah, play The Witcher 3 like sometime in the future, and you're just like, I need a new game. If you're really in that mind space where you're like, I need a new game, Witcher 3.
Absolutely.
There's always deals for it. You're definitely going to be able to get
Yeah,
it.
I've definitely seen it for like $5.
Came out in, 2015, 16? It was Game of the year it came out.
Just because you're on the ball today.
I think it is around that time. Maybe 2017.
15, again.
Yeah. Oh, God. Today. Got it. It's with me today. I played the game late, too, I think. I played it like a year and a half after it came out. One of the DLCs were already out for it when I played it. I was like, how have I not played this game yet? So a friend had already played and beat it.
I bet. I know exactly which friend. Yeah. Yes.
Because I knew about The Witcher because I wanted to play The Witcher 2. But it was for the
PC, for sure. Probably also Xbox.
It was on Xbox, but I don't remember if it was on Xbox or Xbox 360. And I just was either not, because I have a 360. I've had the 360 before I had my PS3. So I don't know if I just... Because once I got the PS3, I basically never touched the Xbox again.
Yeah, because everyone you knew plays Sony.
Everyone I knew was on Sony, and then I started buying Sony games, and I just stopped buying Xbox games,
He had a hit of God of War and never went back.
Well, I've been playing God of War since fucking...
I forgot they're on PS2.
Yeah. I don't have them down here. They're upstairs, but... No, I've been playing God of War since God of War 2.
I remember actually watching you play some God of War. Probably 3, specifically.
Because I played 2 first. First one I played was 2.
Back in Dante's Inferno days.
You
loved that game.
I loved that game, dude. Same studio.
Oh, good.
Santa Monica Studios.
I'm glad it wasn't off-brand garbage. It was on-brand deliciousness.
Yeah. Totally butchers the fuck out of the book, though.
I bet.
But in a good way. Because it's like if the original... maybe that's a bad way to say it. But what I was going to say is if the OG WoW devs, like the ones everyone loves, like the original WoW was like, you know what? Let's make a game out of this book, and we're just gonna say, you know what I mean? Because in the Divine Comedy, Dante is a cowardly, scared individual who's being guided through the rings of hell by Virgil at the behest of some Saint Beatrice, who I've been reading the book lately, and you don't even meet Beatrice. She tells Virgil how Dante is, he's on the beaten path. He's off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Sends Virgil to him. So Virgil tells you of Beatrice. So, Dante and Beatrice don't know each other. In the game, they're husband and wife.
Yeah, in the game, he's crashing through hell to stop Satan from boning his wife.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw a lot of that game over your shoulder.
It's so good. No. And Dante's a fucking crusader, and he fights...
A fucking badass with a big-ass scythe.
Because it's like you got the duality, you got the scythe abilities that are all like Grim Reaper-esque, because that's the first enemy, even boss you fight is the Grim Reaper. And then you get the cross, and you get the fucking holy...
Which is so
things.
good.
It's so good. But also, kind of annoying for the higher level difficulties. Because I beat that game on every difficulty. And when you have to do it on the highest difficulty, where everything just basically would one-shot you if you get hit, there's an ability when it's maxed out on the light side that you you have like radiate, like they're not like wings, but they're like in the shape of wings. They're light, just like white light waves that make it look like you got wings, but it looks like God rays coming on your back, kind of.
For some reason, I can't get the image of angels from Diablo out of my head, so you're not going to win that battle.
Okay. It's just light coming out of you. 2 lines of light to make it look, oh yeah, it's light, but it's like kind of like wings.
Yeah.
Vaguely wings. And when you have that active, that skill, you massively regen HP. Like, really quick. But when you replay the game and start a new game plus with the higher difficulty, you keep all of your relics and all of your skill points and everything like that. So it's very easy to make it so that lasts for like 3 minutes. So then you'd have to like reapply it maybe once in a boss fight. The only problem with that skill is the white noise that happens while it's on. So now you're playing the game on the hardest difficulty with this like ringing noise that is just constant the whole time. And you need it because, like I said, the weakest of enemies are going to one-shot you if they hit you.
Yeah. And that's like your only advantage there.
Yes. It's the only way you live. You know what I mean? But no, the graphics, because actually it's funny you say this because I looked up scenes from it last week.
Nice.
I was watching some cutscenes. I'm like, the cutscenes in that game, dude.
Yeah, those look good.
So good.
Yeah.
They look better than games today. And it's like, what happened with games today, man? You go back 10 years ago, and games look better than some of the games that come out
That's why
today.
indie games are like the biggest hits these days, honestly.
It's like, damn.
At least word of mouth wise.
Like, because you see a reveal trailer, like the Witcher 4 reveal trailer.
Sorry, I just remembered Hollow Knight is actually almost 10 years old. Sorry. With throw up. Continue.
So you know how like they always do the cinematic reveal trailers? They're like
all pre-rendered
stuff, and they always look amazing, but the game never looks like that.
Yeah, the Watch Dogs effect is what we're going to call that one.
Yeah. Dante's Inferno just casually has like 20 of those as like that's their cutscenes. It's just those pre-rendered cutscenes. I'm like, I see where all the God of War money went.
Yeah.
Because you went hard into that game's cutscenes, man. And even just the running around graphics of the game, it's like, that game is 15 years old. I'm going to say that game came out in...
We're talking Dante's Inferno?
Yeah. 2010 or 2011.
2010.
On fire!
Wow. Damn, son.
Yeah. 15 years ago. And that shit looks phenomenal.
Shit. Wow.
We getting old.
Yeah, no, sorry. The 15 years comes up a lot in my life. But, damn, we must have been, like, just starting to hang out? Because that's what, fucking 16, 17? No, we knew each other at least a year by then.
Yeah, no, we were 2007 or 8.
Yeah. Around that. My freshman year.
Yeah, I graduated in 2009.
Yeah.
No, 2010. Old. We old.
We're back to nostalgia again,
Yes.
damn it.
But yeah, let's get off the video games too, because I'll just keep talking about random shit.
Because I haven't played jack shit.
So good. But what we have is some manga that we both read.
Yes. Somehow Chainsaw Man was 14 pages, and I still have less to say about Kaiju than that.
Really? Alright, let's do Kaiju then.
It was alright.
Yeah.
It's not even that banger of a fight right now.
Nothing happened.
No.
That fucking railgun at the end was dope, though.
Yeah. It's like, oh, thank God Mina's coming to save my next chapter. Shit. God, it's like 4 or 5 times they're mentioned percentages in it. It's like, oh my God, just shut up and just do the action.
Yeah.
You're 27 pages and I want to remove dialogue still.
I am glad, though, that they made it obvious that she's not adept, so she wasn't like instantly OP.
She's not a golden child.
Yeah, after getting her ass beat by that other
going through instant eyeball surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. They kept the direness of the situation. Yes. But watch, ready? Mina's going to shoot this shot, and we're going to get all of the losers coming in to help. We're going to get Pompadour guy. We're going to get bow gun guy.
Reno needs some action, man. Why isn't he here?
He was the one that was going through the least shit, too. He should be the least injured person.
And he was the first character other than Kafka that we got to know in the series.
He has flying gun blades now. Like, come on.
And ice powers.
Come on.
The white-haired guy has ice powers.
He's so cool looking. Like, come on. Get my boy Reno in here. And then end the manga.
Yes.
That's my whole kaiju lowdown. Kafka's because the new design still sucks. Looks uglier the more I see it.
I don't mind it, but his original is definitely better.
So much cooler. I have a plushie of him.
Nice.
Yeah, my partner got it for me. So then Chainsaw Man.
Yoro's a bitch.
I even said it on Twitter, I'm like, why is Denji even surprised, much less the audience?
True.
All they've done is go around and cause chaos at her behest.
But that's literally the only thing that happened this chapter.
It literally is. It's the only thing I screenshotted was the 2 pages where she just like smiles at him and then shoots that lady's arm off.
Fallen Devil comes up, and then we don't even get the continuation of the conversation. We just still don't know what he's trying to say. But like, yeah, you screwed up. Screwed up what?
Here's Yoru and Falling Devil. Goodbye. Yes.
Oh, you saved her because she's a girl.
Wait, did we wait 2 weeks for this?
Did we?
Did we? I feel like last time we talked about Chainsaw Man, we had a break. Yeah, we did.
Oh
April 15th to April 29th.
Bro.
Ouch.
What are you doing to us, man?
Next chapter in 6 days, though.
Nice.
12 pages. I'm joking.
Probably.
Which brings us to the main event.
The Bachis.
Yep, the Kagura Bachis. I'm sorry, I still fuck with Hirohiko. I do agree that he's probably going to die.
Oh, I think he's already dead.
I don't know, but that someone on Twitter brought up a really good fucking point. They said, you all are not ready for when he uses play to control his own dead body.
I would... Alright, so it's been a roller coaster for me. So I'm going to skip around a little bit.
Yes.
So, because I've been reading it weekly. I have not missed a week. You have missed 4 weeks. Now you're caught up.
Yes.
So the last time we talked about it, you were halfway through the chapter where Samora shows up.
Yes.
So I was like, oh shit, Samora showed up. Oh shit, he just one-shot Hirohiko. My life! Yes!
Yeah, I can feel your excitement from the past.
And then he comes back. I was like, fuck. And then Samora dies. I was like, what the fuck? And then he comes back with Suzaku. I was like, that's awesome. Then he comes down there, and then it's like, he's like, just, Hirohiko just like keeps getting killed, but not dying. And it's pissing me the fuck off.
Well, the first one was an illusion. I get that. They were revealing the swords. I actually really liked that little bit on the rooftop where it first started, where they're like sizing up each other's abilities because Chihiro knows all of them. But I didn't like the Suzaku thing. I like the fire stuff, whatever. I don't like that everyone keeps having the ability to come back from fatal injuries.
If Hirohiko comes back again after this, I might seriously consider just dropping it for like 2 months.
Punishing them?
Like dead ass. I'm just like, I am so done with this guy. I don't like him at all.
I like him. He's growing on me. I like the fact that he's another person that, much like Crollo, views corpses as objects and it makes it relevant.
So that's kind of cool. I just hate the fact that he's relevant at all in a comparable sense to anybody. When
Well, he was murdering since he was a kid, apparently.
Yeah, that's fine. But we're talking enchanted blade fights right now. We're not talking about sorcery fights. Like, when he was using his own sorcery against Chihiro, that was kind of cool. But the same thing, everyone always says, in the face of an enchanted blade, sorcery loses.
Well, the good thing with Hirohiko
Which is
in that
what
fight...
happened.
Yeah.
Chihiro beat his ass. His arms were cut off.
And the good thing with that, too, is most of the reason why he was succeeding is because he could attack from so far away and guide other people at the same time.
Right. Wait, we're talking before the enchanted
Yes,
blade?
when he had the paper magic.
Yes.
Remember, he was pointing out openings to the goons too.
So if he stayed like that, I wouldn't mind him too much because I get the character thing. He thinks in his own psychotic way that he's trying to connect on some level with Chihiro, and Chihiro doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. I don't like that this dude picked up an enchanted blade literally yesterday. Has never held a sword before. It said it. He has no sword skills. 0. And then if you wanted to use the enchanted blade to kill all of those high-level sorcerers in the hotel base floor, I'd be okay. But he didn't. He used a regular-ass sword.
Yep.
And killed sword masters. That pissed me off.
Sword masters. I'm sure Chihiro would have also mopped the floor.
Well, Chihiro's the main character.
And Samura. And
Samura.
I think every named character would have mopped the floor with all of them. Sword masters.
Okay, well, either way, I don't like that.
I know. Your point still stands. They've used swords before.
Okay, they've all trained with swords. He's never held a sword, and he's baffling these guys to where he one-shot this dude. And they're all supposed to be these scary guys.
Well, counterpoint, it's kind of like his whole story. He's free. He's not held down by just doing drills and shit like that. He's just kind of whipping it around. I think it
I know it's fantasy and whatever, but that don't mean shit. In a real fight, and I know it's not real. Again, it's just it's too far. You say it all the time about your suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
It is so far out of the realm of disbelief for me that it pisses me off. Because if this dude has been training with the sword forever and he's got this crazy stuff going on, and he threw a sword behind his back and grabbed it with the other hand, and that somehow discombobulated this guy so much that he got his fucking head cut off.
Well, he's a sword master, but he's also just some gangster because he's running a hotel for gangsters. Not that Hirohiko's any better than that. He's just literally a child who murdered people.
Right. But
I get what you mean, especially since it's not even just that one guy. He went through and murdered all of those guys.
But then, and I get it. He wants it for that page turn where he comes out of the elevator with the dude's head in his hand.
Slit.
Which was cool. Even though I hate Hirohiko, I can't deny that that's a fucking dope shot.
A lot of the shots of Hirohiko have been dope. You can't even lie to me. Some of the bloody shots where he's just eyes open and shit.
But then the fact that he matches Chihiro in any conceivable way is just complete and utter nonsense to me.
It's still only kind of, though. I still feel like Chihiro would have just ended up winning again if it was still just down to the two of them.
Agreed, but it's you can tell that Chihiro's well, it's kind of because he's trying to master that thing.
And
so
there's a technical hostage in the situation. Chihiro's had to constantly think about whether Hirohiko's going to go off to Iori.
So I'm just done with him. He served his purpose. He serves no further purpose in the story.
Unless to keep using Kumayuri.
I don't think so because they've specifically mentioned that other guy.
Yes, but I think he already has a blade. He just hasn't drawn it.
Well, I don't think he has one, but he's not.
Yeah, he can't use it because the contract. Yeah.
Yeah. So and they've mentioned suspiciously that he's missing, but I think we saw him in one of the chapters.
Yeah, he did show back up for no other reason than to react to things.
Yeah, and be like, I don't understand what's going on. Samura was dead, but then he wasn't dead, and
don't bring that up again.
I was like, that's what the guy said, and then
I know.
Hirohiko's dead, and then he wasn't dead. I don't know
what's
going on.
This is what I mean. That page turn into him getting stabbed a bunch really hit me in the gut, and then he's immediately wounds be gone, and he's back. And then Hirohiko pulls out that awesome shit being pushing it to his limit, and even having an explanation for why he doesn't just manipulate normal objects. To have that shot of the chick like crushing the whole hotel, I'm like, yes, this is so fucking awesome. Then Samura's like, rebirth objects, whole hotel's back. I'm just like, oh, come on, man. I feel like nothing happened now. Samura, you're the ultimate Deus Machina. It's like, oops, I destroyed too much. Let me fix everything.
So
I hope Samura
as soon as he does come back, Samura came back, because I was worried at first when he took all those knife wounds. I was like, that's a lot of stabs.
Yeah, I thought he was dead right there.
So did I. But
so he's gonna give the sword to Iori, and Iori to
as soon as Chihiro was just completely unfazed by it, it was like, you really underestimated him that much. I was like, oh, it's over. Because then he came back down or whatever, and then is like, oh, you're running away from me. I was like, he is definitely not running away. And then he does the fucking dive through the whole thing, and I'm just like, he's got to be dead. He doesn't. Hirohiko serves no more further purpose. He served his purpose. Keeping him around is a moot point. It's time to move on to whatever the fuck
We're going to see one more thing from at least. We're going to see whatever that true realm shit he was talking about. Because him just doing that much with the chick, I don't think that's it.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Personally.
I do. Because it's going to be a whole arc till we get to another fight where that actually is going to happen.
Well, I want to know what Mr. Lord Hushaku's doing. It's like, yeah, the Shinarichi is like right below us right now.
Let's start working on this. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm like, oh. But no, because our next fight's going to be obviously Chihiro and Samura, and I think Chihiro's going to kill Samura.
I don't know if they'll fight right now.
Oh, well, that's what they're
I
doing.
think Samura's going to die regardless. I think Hirohiko might even be the one that ends up doing it. I'm going to put even though my Kagura Bachi bets are almost always thrown right in the trash, my bet is Iori's going to get him killed by Hirohiko.
I think the other guy.
Yes, because it is weird that he's suddenly back and they're like putting like an eyeglass to him now. So maybe it will turn into like this big messy free for all. But Iori's gonna get him killed. The way Yura's constantly being like, that's his weakness, his soft squishy heart.
Yeah.
And he's too strong. He's like the strongest person on the board right now. He's gonna die. That sword's gonna pass to her. Hirohiko, I have no clue. I have no clue if he'll live or die, to be honest.
I think he's got to die because, well, how about this? Hold on. I forgot his name. You think the other sword guy's actually dead, or you think he killed him and Suzaku'd him back to life? Or you think the Suzaku is what he used on Chihiro, too?
Maybe.
To sever.
Because he does still care about Chihiro, too.
Because
You're right. The way that he killed him to break the contract, but he didn't die.
Yeah. So you think the same thing happened to...
I don't know. I don't think that guy was even dead. I think he's just a loser.
Who?
The other sword guy. Or do you mean the sword master guy?
The dude that had Hirohiko's sword before. That Samura killed.
Okay, that one. No, I think he's just dead. I do.
Well, because they left it pretty ambiguous when when Shiba was talking about it after the fact.
Yeah.
And made it seem like he might still be alive. Because he was like... why are you trying to say he's a shit guy? We were loving him.
No, I thought you meant the Hishaku guy that we haven't seen actually...
do anything? Oh, yeah. The guy that was on the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's going to get involved in this fight, too. He didn't show back up for no reason.
I want to say Europe, but that's not right. You're
John Hishaku.
John Hishaku?
But yeah, I don't think they're going to kill Hirohiko yet. I think he's being set up to be like the rival character. And it's not going to be this fucking other sword loser. But I'm also completely willing to be wrong. Because I think the fact he even has an enchanted blade means he could die at any moment.
Here's the thing, though, right? If Hirohiko does die, I don't think Chihiro should be able to get his sword back.
No, maybe that'll be the sword Iori ends up getting instead of her father's blade. Because, to be fair, Tobimune, way too strong.
Yeah, it's pretty busted.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. King Hokazono needs to really calm down on some of these abilities sometimes.
Because it's like,
We have 2 people who can teleport things or themselves anywhere. We got 2 super regenerators.
and you just got Koro and fucking Nishi. What are those gonna do against
And,
Susaku?
oh, damn it. The absorbing one.
Yeah,
Aka?
Yeah, I don't know. But still,
Think it's
what
Aka.
are those gonna do against anything Samura showcased?
That's what I want to see what, like, the true realm looks like. Because if Hirohiko could project that ability to tear down that entire skyscraper, I think there's a lot of room there. Oh, also that really dope shot where Hirohiko's like, I'll take care of Chihiro, while Chihiro walks out and then super speeds straight to him. Oh.
Well, so it's gonna be weird, but because it may seem like an ass pull if depending on how late into the series it does, but it would make so much sense because if the enchant, I think, what is Chihiro's sword's name again?
N10.
N10. I think N10 has more abilities that we don't know about.
Possibly, or it's going to come down to be like some weird application stuff depending on how he wants to make the power system work.
Because each sword has 3 abilities, so far that we know. That's what Chihiro said. I think the N10 should have more, because...
It was made for him.
Well, it was made, period. He made the first, 5? 6? How many swords were there?
6. I think N10's the 7th.
So he made the first 6. There's this huge war. And then they go through this huge effort to make sure nobody ever gets their hands on them and seals them all away. Why do you then make a 7th after the war? What possible reason could you have to make a 7th one of these things that are...
Literally for Chihiro's quest.
Yes. But it was made before Chihiro's quest was relevant. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was before the Susaku attack, because Chihiro didn't make the blade, right? His father made it.
Yes, I presume at least.
I'd have to go back and reread the first couple of chapters. I feel like it would be mentioned in there.
Yeah, I don't think Chihiro made it because I still don't think he even knows how to use that material that they make it out of.
You would think he should be able to, because I remember seeing scenes of him and his dad, like, in blacksmithing clothes together, like in that getup. So he's had to have been working with his father making things, maybe not with the...
Probably regular swords.
Yeah, so you would think you would teach him, but who knows? He taught him enough to tell him what each of the swords do.
Sorry. I was looking for the shot again, but I didn't even find it. I just saw Hirohiko crying.
Baby back bitch.
Baby back bitch. I mean, I'd be pretty pissed too after pulling out something to collapse the entire hotel. So it's like, ha 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 ha, Uno reverse. And I can light you on fire at the same time. Catch this phoenix, bitch. The thing that makes me wonder how much longer Hirohiko can go is because he can't pull out a feat like better than that now.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, what the true realm shit, whatever it is pretty much all he has left to show. No, we haven't seen the third ability yet at all.
Yeah, we just saw dance and play, right?
Yeah. Well, banquet and play.
Banquet, yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's alright, give the sword to someone else and let them do it.
I don't mind him. He's grown on me.
He's
not a very... Don't get me wrong. He's also not a very deep character. It's like, oh man, you're a crazy murderer guy.
And crazy murderer is only worth... You know what I mean? If you keep that around, it's just going to get boring.
Unless we get an actual reason behind everything. Like, a more detailed explanation, but I doubt it.
Mm.
But that's about all I have, to be honest. Didn't read Spy Family and did not do any extra homework.
Did you read Dandadan?
Holy shit, I did. Yep.
Poor teacher lady got her fucking ass beat.
Yeah. And then the last person I ever expected came and helped her. The cop.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's how last chapter ended. Because this chapter, I was like, it just doesn't touch that at all.
No, it doesn't, does it?
No, but Momo's being Vamala doesn't know about Momo.
Yeah, all their curses are getting worse, and we got a little bit of more Zuma backstory. And that's spread at the end, though, of the airport.
My boy Zuma. Pulling a GG.
In what way?
Stealing girls.
Who's he stealing?
Vamala from
Stop.
Kinta.
They're perfect.
No.
Her or Ira?
For Kinta, yes.
No. Yes. For Zuma. Best boy.
I tell you, though, it's always such a shock when you see old Zuma and like, bro, that's a totally different person. When he's wearing
how did we get to Tokyo Revengers all of a sudden?
Like, that's not Zuma. And it's like, hey, Zuma. I'm like, I don't care what you said. That's not Zuma. That's somebody else.
The Dandadan reread's going to be immaculate. Sorry, I was just thinking about like rereading the Zuma section because that was so good.
It is. His backstory is crazy.
Yeah, that whole section's crazy. I just love Zuma.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's about all that happened. I mean, Vamala looked cute, I guess.
I've seen that bitch, that old lady before. She's just some random alien or something.
No, she's the Subterraneans from the Evil Arc.
That's right. I remember now.
I almost forgot that they revealed themselves to be Subterraneans.
You know, I didn't look it up, but when I sent you those screenshots, that means there's got to be a trailer for the next...
Yeah, I heard it's very revealing.
The trailer for the new season done.
Yeah, for people that haven't read the manga.
Well, I have, so I'm going to watch it and I'm going to love it. But I just haven't seen it.
I haven't bothered because I know it's going to be great, so I can just wait. It's one of the few times I'm like not in a rush to watch a trailer.
3 months, baby.
3 months. I haven't watched jack shit, though. C'est la vie.
I'm just, watching the same shit that I have been. I need to... Oh, yeah, that's right. I can't watch it.
Why?
Lazarus. I don't have a means to watch it.
Oh, Netflix. Oh, no, Max.
Max.
I haven't started it, really. Yeah, I haven't been doing jack shit.
I do need to watch more Moonrise. I was enjoying that.
Sorry, I heard a lot of people shitting on it.
Really?
Yeah. I've only watched the first episode, too, though. I liked the first episode.
Because I've heard people saying because it dropped all at once, and I heard people talking good things about it, and they're like, go watch this. It's shadow dropped, and Netflix ain't fucking...
Was I wrong that they crammed so much exposition to that first episode? That one scene where the father's like... It's not the exact words. He's like, drop your inferiority complex that I know you have because you're adopted. I was like, whoa.
I don't remember that line, to be honest with you, but...
I also misquoted it a little bit for sure, but he did just like straight up to your face. It's like, you always do that because you're adopted, and you're like, I was like, God damn, dude.
Hey,
Chill.
Sometimes though, you'd rather have that than a 5-minute flashback explaining.
I absolutely would. I'd rather have neither. I'd rather have people talk like how normal human beings talk to each other.
Yeah.
I complain about that all the time, though. That was my complaint with Genshin Impact. Having conversations that would never naturally occur in real life.
I forgot that you played Genshin Impact.
I played like 30 minutes.
I haven't played it at all.
Keep it that way. If you play any of the Hoyoverse, play Honkai. It's the one you'd like the most.
Good. I don't need a gacha game on my PlayStation where it's easy, surprisingly easier.
It could be on your phone too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I think I've mentioned this before. The reason I don't play gachas on my PlayStation is because in my mind, it's easier for me to spend money on my PlayStation, which is a bad thing.
Yes.
If that makes sense. It's not easier as in it's like more accessible. It's just easier for me
to justify in your mind and find yourself doing.
Yeah. But on my phone, I have played Fate Go for 3 years now, and I have never bought cent quartz. Not once have I bought any money in that.
Good for you. I think I kept it very low this time.
And I've played other gachis like on here too. Like I played Nikkei.
I was just gonna say Nikkei.
You know what's hilarious too? I played Nikkei on the absolute perfect timing because I only played it for like a month, and I played it the first week there was no event, and then like the second or third week I was playing it, they dropped the fucking near event, and I got 2B on my first pull of just from free stuff that like the
nice
in-game currency I had built up to get rolls, and on my first like 10 pull I got 2B, and I was like lit, and I used her for like a week, and I then deleted Nikkei off my phone
because it's garbage.
It's not that bad, but it's
not good either.
It's not worth playing.
So it's not good.
I didn't say it was good.
That is the longest not good ever.
I just said it's not garbage.
I don't know how else to put not worth playing into words.
Because you know what's...
Because you could just watch porn of 2B. We could just get right to the heart of it.
Well, no. So here's the thing. From what I remember anyway, maybe it was just because of the beginner thing, matches and going through the story don't cost AP or crystals, so you don't have a lot. So it's... I hate that phone games do that. Mm-hmm. Nikkei doesn't do that. It just lets you play.
Stare at jiggling asses for a while.
Dude, you ain't staring at that. If you're staring at that, you're losing the mission. Because it's there. No, I'm saying it's there, but it's a shooter. So you have to fucking look at what you're shooting at.
No, I know what you're saying. But
and the reticle's way up here, and the ass is down here.
Well, this is from the guy who says he can read subtitles and watch the action at the same time.
I know. But...
It's really tested that now.
Yes. Because I'm now also adding the third element of having to aim.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just sitting there looking at something, and then I can use the peripherals to like, or which really is like I could use the peripherals to look at the jiggles too, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I'm not staring at them.
You're playing a game.
You're playing a game.
You know you can go find porn of 2B.
Yeah. With anime, because a lot of the time I've been Japanese so long, I don't speak Japanese, but there's certain phrases that I know what they're saying. So I just
Naruhodo.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't read it. So a lot of the times, and I skim. Like I'm really good at just like when subtitles and there's like things there, I can skim through it and I know what it says. But I can't do that if I'm reading a book. I can't skim and read.
No.
But if I'm doing with subtitles, I can skim.
Well, the thing with subtitles is it's usually one sentence worth. So if you skim and then look back up, you could probably piece it together in your brain as you watch.
Yes.
Unlike a book, where when you skim, you lose exactly where you were in the paragraph.
You know what happens to me when I read sometimes? Say I'll be reading a paragraph, right? I'll read the first sentence of the paragraph. And they'll say something about whatever. Whatever it's saying. And then I'll start the second sentence. And I'll be reading the second sentence. And my eyes will be following the words. I'll be reading it. But then my brain will start thinking about that first sentence. And how it applied to something in my life, or how I thought it would apply in the story, or how I would interact with it in the story.
How does this affect my inner worlds?
And I would then, in my mind, play through a scenario of somehow whatever that was. You know, whatever topic was. How, say I was in the world, say we're reading Dandadan, and... as a novel, not a comic.
Yeah.
And, you know, Vamla can't see Momo or whatever. Right? And then I go to read the next sentence, and I'll be thinking or picturing me being in that situation on how I would react as Gigi, or maybe even removing myself and just picturing how I think Gigi would react in that situation without reading or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it'll trigger something that, like, this the moment... Dandadan's a bad example, but it would trigger something for me to think about something that happened to me in my prior life. So I'll run through that memory in my mind, right? But my eyes are still moving on the words
It's
as
like,
if I'm
oh,
reading.
shit.
And then I'll tune out of that topic of the first sentence, and my eyes will be 4 sentences down.
And then suddenly you're going back up to the first thing that made you think in the first place.
Yes.
The beginning.
So it's like, that doesn't happen always, but there are times where, because I'm very visually brained, I have both.
No, I relate to this a lot. Just saying.
So if I'm reading a book, I'm visualizing what I'm reading as I'm reading it. And sometimes the visualization of what I'm reading turns into almost like a movie, and then I start watching the movie more than I'm reading the words, and then my brain gets lost, and I'm like, here's the movie. Oh, wait, we have to read these words too. You know what I mean?
Shit.
So I guess that's the quickest way I can describe it.
I get what you're saying, too. I don't have a solution, because I'm the same way.
I got nothing.
Sounds like an ADHD thing, though.
I think, too, it could be because I read a fuckload of manga. But probably... Okay, that's a lie, because I've read a lot of Lord of the Rings books. But excluding the Lord of the Rings books, no non-Tolkien books, front to back, I've probably read 5 books.
Okay, I think I might actually have you beat on that. But then you add the Tolkien back in, and you have me beat on it.
Because I read I have it upstairs. I was thinking about reading it again, but I was like, you know what? Probably not.
I've read a surprising amount of books back in high school.
Well, I mean, if you count high school, like, books you had to read for fucking, like...
Well, I do count them, but I only count the ones I genuinely finished and liked.
Right, for example, I read, quotations here, I read Beowulf for English class. But we read the book in class, so the teacher would read a chapter to us.
Oh, we had to read it in class, too. Ew.
So the teacher would read us a chapter, we'd have to do assignments on that chapter, but then we would have to read a chapter at home.
Yes, I did do that for Beowulf.
And then we'd come back in and read some more Beowulf. So, but that was over the course of many months. So, I mean, technically I read Beowulf, and technically I've read Romeo and Juliet. But I didn't read Romeo and Juliet and Beowulf on my own, you know what I mean? It was in a class, doing assignments, so I don't really count those.
I wouldn't either, but there's some that I just were like take-home reads that I did genuinely read through and enjoyed that I would count. I didn't enjoy it at the time, but Catcher, Animal Farm. I didn't finish Brave New World, but I got really fucking close. That book can eat my ass. Scarlet Letter. That might be the end of that list.
I haven't read any of those. I haven't even done assignments.
I recommend Animal Farm, at the very least. Orwell.
I have a book upstairs I read in middle school. I've actually read it twice. There's only 2 books I've read more than once. This book I read twice, and I've read The Children of Horn I've read twice, and I listened to Christopher Lee's audiobook on it once. So I've read The Children of Horn 3 times, technically.
We added the furry romance novels, which is the double probably what I've read in school books. Those are the ones I've read multiple times.
Yeah, no.
Those are thick boys.
I think it's just breaking something. I have the book upstairs. It's beat to shit because I had it in middle school. I didn't take care of stuff back then. But it's I think it's an interesting read. It's a kid moves to a new school. He's kind of a loner, an outcast. And he falls in with this kid that's there that's very charismatic or very manipulative, you could say, in his charisma.
Yeah.
And the two of them conspire together to, I believe, plant a bomb in the school. But when you read in the book, it is heavily the other kid, the other one,
influencer,
that's influencing it. And then you get really mad at the end of the book that the main character goes to jail for it, and the other kid gets completely away with it.
Oh,
the manipulator gets away with it.
Shit.
And nobody believes him. Or maybe in the last chapter he gets justice, but like the main character goes to jail.
Shit.
And there's a court trial. It's actually a really good book. It's not that big of a book either. It's like You know what I mean? It's not like this fucking 600-page book, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably only like 150, 200 pages.
Oh, Of Mice and Men.
I've never read that one either by Basic.
Yeah, if you know the basic, it's probably not worth reading, to be honest. But it's a really good book.
But yeah.
But out of all of those, Animal Farm, for sure.
So it's probably less than that because right now that I'm thinking about it, that one book, the Jack the Ripper book that I was talking about, it's basically a novel of the novelist saying who they believe is the killer and laying out all of the evidence for who they believe.
It was almost like piecemealing the story through different people's accounts of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hot.
It was a good read. It's called Diary of Jack the Ripper.
Oh, shit. Nice.
I have it upstairs. It's nice. I watched it actually recently. I read it years ago, but I watched a video recently on, because here's a problem though. You watch a video of someone making a case for who Jack the Ripper is, and you come out of it like, yeah, that's bring up some really
That's
good
solid
points.
logic.
That's solid logic. And then like a year later, you'll see another video of a different suspect, and you're like, oh nope, it's this guy. Oh nope, it's that guy.
I kind of believe the theory that it was the cop that was patrolling the night of one of the last murders. It's been a while since I watched a Jack the Ripper video, though. But it was like an enclosed apartment area. So like a string of apartments with like entrances like this to get into like the what would be like a would-be courtyard for it. A person lived there. They're found in the corner. Their evidence for it is that a patrol route would have taken the cop right through there incredibly recently. And it took them X amount of time to come back around and find the body. And they find it incredibly suspicious that no one heard this murder or that he didn't see it sooner than he did.
So that's similar to, because one of the bodies was found in that way. So there were two people coming to work. The first person found the body as the second person was coming down the road. Or that's what the first person claims. Then the second person runs to look for the constable who should be patrolling. And then the first person then goes to meet them with the cops. So the three of them come back to the body. And the body was turned over. I believe it was the first person on the scene because that's who they say.
Oh,
not the cop.
I'm so brain rotted. I went straight to Among Us. I was like, yes, they hit the self-report button. Good strat.
Well, he didn't have a choice because where the body of this particular one was, I forget which killing this was. I think it might have been the last one.
I think it is the last one. The last confirmed Jack the Ripper one, because then there's a whole bunch of people claiming.
Yes. So it's laying like basically in the middle of the fucking road or on the sidewalk. But based on the descriptions of what everyone was saying of like the things is like the person died within the crime happened within minutes of these three people being at the location. So either one of the three, one of the two, what you're saying, the constable or the first person, because the other person was walking to work. He was the last one. He was all the way down the street coming to work. His alibi is basically rock solid because they have the exact times, so they know when he left his house and how long it took to walk there.
That far.
And his timing is perfect. So his is like, okay,
and if he was lying about it, the first person would act weirdly about it. Yes. But yeah.
But they think that because you walk in at night, they wear these cobbled shoes. It would be very loud. It's very easy to hear when someone's coming down the road, especially when it's that early in the morning. It was at like 5:30 in the morning or 4:30 in the morning. Like, people come to work super early. So it's dead quiet out. And you got the fucking lanterns. They're walking basically with fucking torches and shit. So I think it was the first guy. I think he killed her in a rush. And then, like, because, like, the way the blood was dripping when the police officer and they all got there, as if, like, the cut had, like, just happened within seconds. So it's believed that he tried killing her. Did try killing her. When the two found him, and then when he sent the guy off, he finished the job by slicing her throat or wherever the killing blow was. And then he went to chase after him to meet up with the cop, and then they all came back. But again, there's so many different theories, and we will never know.
We will never know.
We'll never know the answer to who that was. So, but
And to be honest, the answer's probably not even worth it. It's the mystery that makes it so
exactly
enticing.
I just think it was an interesting read, though. The chapter books. It's like right now, those are like the two that I'm like, okay, I've read those two books. But I'm like, what other books have I read?
I could actually keep firing off. I keep remembering ones. I read a book about, like... You ever seen Meowth's backstory in Pokemon? How he learned to talk? It's a book that's pretty much that. It's a swan that can't speak, so it learns to write.
I thought you were talking literally about
or use a
book
trumpet.
about Meowth.
No, it's just a very similar backstory. So much so that I feel like they lifted it. Siddhartha, which is the story of Buddha becoming Buddha, I do believe. That one I could really use a reread on. But I did read it back to front. And now I think I'm finally running out. But no, then we go Shakespeare. I read Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Julius Caesar.
See, I didn't read any of those either.
Hamlet and Julius Caesar are really good.
I read Caesar in, well, quotations read. It was, you know that English teacher that everyone hated?
Yes. Mm-hmm. My favorite English teacher.
Yes.
The one who single-handedly drove me into dropping out.
He read Romeo and Juliet to the class.
Ew.
Yes.
Ew. Of all
Oh,
of
no,
the
no, sorry.
Shakespeares.
Caesar. He read Caesar to the class.
I would say that's a horrible, horrible narrator for Romeo and Juliet.
Yes. He read the Caesar. We did Caesar in his class. I did...
Caesar's really good.
I did Romeo and Juliet in one of the other years of English, and I did Beowulf in my senior year.
See, I was doing Beowulf in my senior year too, but I was so checked out senior year, I didn't read like any of Beowulf in class, or Frankenstein was the other one we were reading.
So that's it. So I never did Hamlet. So I don't...
Hamlet's really good.
I know like nothing about Hamlet.
I know nothing about Macbeth.
Me either.
But Hamlet's really good. I do actually heartily recommend Hamlet. Way better than Romeo and Juliet, and I'm a hopeless romantic that reads romance novels, so...
Well, Romeo and Juliet's just lifted straight off of fucking what happened with Mark Antony and Cleopatra, so...
I actually did not know that.
Like, well, the deaths are part of it.
Yeah, he worked backwards from there to... I did not know that, though, actually. But that makes a lot of sense, because Julius Caesar is literally just... Julius Caesar's life.
Romanticized, but yes.
Yes. I don't know if there's a real life inspiration for Hamlet, but it's really good. It wouldn't be hard to believe.
Because minus the whole family thing of like the family up between Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
But like...
Yeah, that's the part where he like whipped it up out of thin air.
Yeah, the part where it's like Cleopatra thinking Mark Antony thinking Cleopatra's dead, so he kills himself.
When Cleopatra finds out that he killed himself.
Well, Mark Antony, little known fact, I don't like him. But
oh, that's the little known fact.
That's the little known fact. I don't like Mark Antony. He's a little bitch. But
what's fair? I don't like Caesar.
Nah, Caesar was alright. Caesar's best decision of his life was making Octavius his heir instead of Mark Antony. Mark Antony did not like that.
Well, he shouldn't have been in a position to make someone an heir.
You mean Caesar?
Yes, is my point. But
why? Because the Pompey dictator.
Yeah, just being a complete asshole. B, becoming a dictator.
Well, debatable, because everything Julius Caesar did was for the betterment of Rome.
Well, I was more thinking about the pirates that brought him back to safety, and then he had killed. I think he had those people killed.
Oh, that's badass. He did totally have those people killed.
He did absolutely have those people killed. Though, to be fair, he told them to their face he would have those people killed.
He did. Well, first off,
I would have killed Caesar if I was a pirate.
So, you're the pirate, right? And I'm Caesar. And you're like, yo, Caesar, you're our hostage and we're selling you for ransom. We got 1,000 gold pieces on your head. And he's like, bitch, that's insulted. ask for 3. And when you get the money, just know that when I get out here, I'm going to kill all of you. So how dope is that? That the dude not only said, fuck you, ask for more, but just know that
I love that part. You ask for more.
Just know that when I get out of here, I'm going to keep my word and I'm going to kill you. Like, you know, you're going to die. You kidnapped me. You think I'm going to let you...
kill me? Like...
Yeah. Like, come on. Who kidnaps a Roman consul?
Yeah.
And thinks they're going to live through the situation. You know what I mean? When they let him go. You know what I mean? Because even if they did kill him, Pompey would have killed them.
Yeah.
So... Because it's just like... Because you can say everything that Caesar did to Pompey was all... Caesar wanted to do everything without bloodshed. He didn't want to fight against Pompey. He just wanted to politically maneuver Pompey out of power and put himself there. But Pompey wasn't having that, so they ended up having to fight. And then when they lost...
Good on him.
When they lost, which Pompey should have won. Caesar should have lost the battle. But just like... I'm not going to go into the details of the battle.
We don't have time for the details.
Caesar won the fight. Pompey flees to Egypt because he's friends with Ptolemy the second, or has friends with Ptolemy's father. Yeah, Ptolemy's father, because Ptolemy the second is like a 12-year-old boy, Cleopatra's brother.
Yeah.
And when he gets to Egypt, they kill Ptolemy. They assassinate Ptolemy and cut off his head. And when Caesar follows Pompey to Egypt to, go get him, and he arrives and is brought between Pompey and delivered the head of Pompey, he like flips out because he's like he was a consul of Rome, because there were co-consuls.
Yeah.
And he was very upset. And then that's why he killed Ptolemy and put Cleopatra on the throne. Yeah, so
I know somewhere in this time Hannibal marches all the way around the Mediterranean to hit Rome from the side they didn't expect.
I think that's
probably later.
After that, because I don't think Caesar does that. I think Octavian's the one that does that. Octavian and Mark Antony, I think, are the ones that fight that. Or I don't know. Because Hannibal's also, I believe, the one that puts down...
I swore it was against Caesar, but I also don't know. So.
Well, because Caesar got most of his stuff on the Gallic Wars against the Germans. He was there for like 10 years or something. He was fighting those wars.
To be fair, Hannibal would be coming around on that side, if I'm right.
I don't remember. There's a lot of good stuff that happened around at that time. That's a good time.
But I do think
we should call it there. Yeah.
Like all great conversations that led to Rome.
I was just about to say, like all men, we think of Rome. But that's it for the Dukes of Weebdom.
We're back.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.